What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Destiny. As the Beyond Light expansion was wrapping up and we were in the midst of the very long season that was Season of the Lost, Bungie decided to release something that would tide players over in anticipation for Witch Queen, and known as the 30th Anniversary Pack, celebrating 30 years of Bungie existing as a game development studio. This was their opportunity to give players more things to do, bring back an old favorite weapon from Destiny 1, give us another dungeon, as well as just make it so that the season didn't last super long. But there was a caveat to this, and that's the fact that the 30th Anniversary Pack cost $25. Now, I'm not about to talk about the merits of this pack, the cost of it all. Instead, today we are just going to be talking about what's in it. We are going to be going over absolutely everything over the course of the next several episodes, starting with the premiere activity that came with the 30th Anniversary Pack, as well as going over the loot that you can get, and just giving you a bit of just the lowdown as to what you can expect going forward. So we're going to head on into this location known as Eternity. You'll see we have the Xur's Treasure Hoard, Dares of Eternity, and Grasp of Avarice. We're going to start by heading on into the Treasure Hoard, which is another landing zone and hub area that is specific to the 30th Anniversary Pack and all of the content associated with it. And here we are! Welcome to Xur's Dominion, everybody. Okay, this place is a bit interesting. Now, there's two different ways you can go here. This is where Xur himself is at, and we can actually go and talk to him and say hello. He is a purveyor of strange goods, except for instead of giving you exotics once per week here, he has a whole bunch of rewards that you can actually unlock instead. Now, you'll notice that there are some rank rewards and there's also some regular rewards, and we're going to need to do various things to get each of these. But the main event here is obviously Gjallarhorn, as you can see here. Now, this is just the ornament for Gjallarhorn, but Gjallarhorn is the main feature weapon that was teased to get players excited for this event, as it was returning from Destiny 1 after being out of the game for 4 years up to this point. And given how highly coveted that weapon was back in the day, yeah, it worked. Let's just say that. But there is actually another exotic that is associated with this event, and it's actually has something to do with this strange key, which we only have to get to rank 4 to do. Now, how do you rank up exactly? Well, you have to play the main activity known as Dares of Eternity. And I'm actually going to be grabbing a few of these bounties to sort of help me in that endeavor, because we're going to have to play a fair bit of Dares of Eternity to make this happen. And my plan today, as we do Dares of Eternity, is to show you what a single round of this looks like, and then to also add on to that the different bosses that you can get at the end of each activity. And we'll just kind of go over that and explain it. But let's further talk about the actual rewards here. So you'll notice that there's all these treasure chests around the hall. Now, on that side of the hall is Titans, on this side is Warlocks, and on this side is Hunters. In each of these chests are different cosmetics and rewards that you can get by getting up to a certain rank with Xur, as well as collecting treasure keys. Now, treasure keys are gotten in the Dares of Eternity activity in the end chest. You'll need to save up a certain number of these to get these different rewards, but in each of these chests, right here underneath the Hunter statue, is each ornament for the 30th Anniversary Armor set. You also have one over there for the Warlocks and one for the Titans. It's quite a grind getting enough treasure keys to get all of the ornament pieces, but there's more to it. There is also a ship associated with it. There is also a shader associated with it. Ignore the sugar cube thing. And there is also a sparrow. But on top of everything else... Oh, yeah, and a ghost shell as well. Top of everything else, once you've run out of things to spend treasure keys on, right here is another chest that you can use treasure keys on to get the weapons that are a part of this pack. Now, these weapons come in all different shapes and sizes. There's a couple of swords with a really cool perk known as Eager Edge. And we'll talk about that if we can ever get our hands on one of those swords, and I can show you what those do. It ended up leading to some of the coolest movement tech in all of Destiny that's still in the game to this day. You got some legendary trace rifles, which were a first of their kind. You've got a shotgun called the Wastelander, which is based off of a weapon from Bungie's game Marathon. We're talking the original one here, not the one that got announced for the future. And we also have some Halo-themed weapons. The main one is the BXR Battler, which is a pulse rifle that is actually more accurate when firing from the hip and is very clearly, obviously, themed off of the battle rifle from Halo. But that's not the only Halo-inspired weapon, and we'll be talking about that a little bit later. So, just wanted to give you a little rundown of this. Now, we can actually get a bit of a glimpse into Dares of Eternity by heading on over this way, because there is more to this hub. This is the actual Dares of Eternity space. This is, in fact, where the first encounter is going to be taking place, and you can also just kind of walk around here if you so desire. Now, this does have a function to it because you are going to need to know how to get around this place for a future exotic quest, but I did want to show that you can actually head over here on your own time. There's no enemies to shoot or whatnot. It's just kind of a little bit of a space to explore, but it is, in fact, part of the hub area, and you can also help people find things, go around here with your friends, collect stuff, again, once that quest is actually active. But it is not yet, so we got some Dares of Eternity to play. So let's head back on into Eternity. Let's select the activity, and let's hop right on in.
My apologies, Guardian. This is Zur, your servant, simple conduit for forces beyond my understanding. I have been ordered to summon you to Eternity. Forgive the interruption, and I hope you survive. This place is Eternity, a plane that exists between realities, where the paraverses converge. Here, you will encounter mind-bending dangers and bountiful riches.
So what Zur is trying to say is that this is a game show. Yes, I'm dead serious. The 30th Anniversary Pack is more or less kind of a meme. Now, there are parts of this 30th Anniversary Pack that are actually lore-rich and important to the story of Destiny. Dares of Eternity, while it does have a place, is not one of them. This is just an activity that exists for fun. Zur is here at the behest and serving a sentient cosmic horse that is watching us play games for its amusement while killing certain enemies, and that's really all there is to it. Now, the way this works is very, very simple. Each round is determined by complete randomness. What you're going to face in each of the rounds all depends on the wheel that you spin, and I'm not even kidding when I say that. It's literally a wheel. Not the Wheel of Fortune, but the Wheel of Destiny enemies, I guess. Now, as we kill everything and just kind of wipe out this first area, I'm going to throw out some solar stuff here. See if we can kill that guy. Looks like they're going to take him out. Now we have a wheel to spin, but we're going to head back here and grab ourselves a flag first. Then someone spins the wheel, and whatever enemy icon this lands on will determine what enemies we're going to be facing here in the first round. So it looks like it just landed on Hive, so we'll be going up against them. Now, each enemy has a different objective that the 6 of us are going to have to complete. It's not a very complicated objective. It's usually something pretty simple. I do believe Hive has to do with shattering these purple crystals. Right now, though, very first part, you're just going to be killing enemies. There's not really anything more complicated than that, so don't be, like, getting all worried that, oh, man, what if I don't understand the mechanics of the game? There is a reason why Dares of Eternity is often treated as kind of the introductory game mode for a lot of players, because it is so unbelievably memey and mindless that there's really nothing for you to worry about under any circumstances. You're just going to kind of waltz in here, kill some enemies, have a good time, and occasionally have to complete an objective. But with 6 people active, more often than not, they're probably just going to carry you through it anyway, because a lot of people are just here farming and grinding for their own loot at this point. So kill all the paraversal contestants, and that ends the first round. There are 2 rounds to this. 2 rounds to each round, if that makes, I guess 2 phases to each round, if that makes sense.
The horse is pleased and summons more opponents.
All right. And do ignore the LAN cable connected thing popping up. That's a little bit glitch that's been happening with my PlayStation lately. It might pop up a couple more times in this episode. I'll be sure to have it fixed by the next episode. Okay, so that guy right there, that is a well keeper. What you need to do after you kill him is stand in the objective marker, not the purple thing, and then you will have Ruinous Residence, which is a timer that's going to count down after 10 seconds unless you're standing in the pool continuously refreshing it. While you have this buff, all the crystals are damageable, but once it goes away, they will become immune, so you can't do damage to them anymore. All right, I'm going to head on over to this guy, and I'm actually going to throw that at him to take him out. Then I then kill his buddy. I can now get in this pool here and take out some more crystals. Got a few more over there, and now we got to keep shooting the big one, which is, I believe, almost gone, if these guys can help me out with it. There's another one over there. Can I shoot it with a shotgun before it goes? Nope, not in time. All right, let's throw grenade launcher shots out. There we go. There's another crystal up there. Let's take that one out. And now the big guy. Oh my gosh, die. There we go. Finally got rid of it. And I do believe, or do we have another crystal over here somewhere? I think we do. There may be another one further out. They're kind of just spread all throughout the arena. Now, this is the hive activity. Like, of all hive activities, this is what you're going to be experiencing almost every single time. So let's see. It looks like our last one is way over there. I think somebody just shot it. Okay, that is the end of the first round. Now let me show you how this part works. There's going to be a little traversal section that happens in between rounds. You can either go underground, which is not the way you want to go, or you can go up above, but you're going to need to time this cannon just right. Now, see these little half circles here? You want to line the half circle up with the other half circle there to make a full ball. That way you will time this perfectly every single time. For this part, I always just kind of walk between this. I don't usually sprint. That way I'll never fall off. You'll get all these little intellect boosts, and then once you've made it here, you get a bonus for actually making it through the top section, which is more treacherous. This means that for the entire next round, you're going to have heavy ammo steadily recharge, and all your super energy will be filled if it hasn't been already. Now, I'm going to wait for everybody to get here so they have their opportunity to get a try at it. We can put the rally banner down, though, for them. And once everybody has rallied, then the wheel will be spun, although they decided to spin it early, which was not very nice because that's going to make this go away as soon as it decides which enemy. And looks like we're going to be going up against Vex. Okay. So let's get into position. So I can use heavy very liberally for this entire round now because I don't have to worry about ever running out because it's just going to constantly refill over time. So as soon as these enemies start to appear, we can just start bombarding them with grenade launcher shots and whatnot. Although the only problem with this thing is that this grenade launcher only has 3 in the mag, which is not the best. Teleport. Ooh, look at that preemptiveness. That was awesome. All right, let's take that guy out. And notice, I'm still at 22. I've been shooting off shots, and I'm still at my absolute max when it comes to heavy. I fire them off, and I've already got it back, which is pretty great. It's a really nice bonus to have, and it's why you don't want to miss out on it, because it does make your life a whole lot easier. All right, almost got him. Let me just finish him off with a finisher. There we go. And it looks like we got a few up there. Can I hit you with that? I took out the hobgoblin next to you as well. I don't know why I'm still getting blue stuff at this stage in the game, but whatever. I'm just going to take you out with that so I can get a reload. Oh, I didn't get the... Well, that's okay. I was hoping that I got the final blow on that, but apparently I did not. All right, that's the first phase. Now on to the next. So you see, challenge ends in 7:18. Plenty of time. Now, the way the Vex challenge works, it has to do with the heads of headbearers. We're going to need to kill specific types of goblins. They're going to drop void eyes, and you're going to want to pick these up and shoot them at the shielded enemies. Once the shield goes down, they are fair game. You just take them out. Now we're going to grab another void crystal. Actually, that's the same one. I don't want it. I'd rather have one that has more ammo. So let me go see if I can find more shielded enemies here. Indeed, there is one. Let's try to get rid of him. And then I'll just take him out immediately. All right, more void crystals. Thank you. I'll take that. I'll just let everybody else finish him off while I move on to this guy. You don't want to miss too many laser shots, otherwise you're not going to have the opportunity to actually knock the whole shield down like so. So once all of the void crystals are exhausted, that usually means you're going to have to go and track down more of the headbearers. So wait for them to spawn. And then let's finish this guy's shield off. There we go. And now we can... Oh, well, someone can just rocket him and it'll instantly die. This is not a challenge, by the way. At least not this version. There is a legend version of Dares of Eternity that always goes on a set path. If you want a challenge, that's the one to play. It's still not too hard, though, because this game is incredibly generous. This mode is incredibly generous with just giving you all sorts of things. Now we have round 3, okay? Headbearers are back. We're going to want to pick up a crystal again, but this time we have a big boss to worry about that we're going to need to take out. We're going to need to take out their health in phases because they have 2 different health bars, and once they get down to the second health bar, their shield is going to instantly regenerate. So we want to kill them in the time limit, but once we do, we will have completed round 2 here. Come on. Won't you cut that out. Okay, there it goes. So now let's pick up that Void Cranium if I can. There we go. Oh, almost gone. I thought I knocked that down. I did not. Okay, there it goes. Now we can kill this thing. Now, you might be wondering, what are all these little power-ups that I've been picking up, these purple things? Every single time you get them, you get a boost in recharge rate. Now for super, it's usually going to be like a quarter of your super bar, but for melee and grenade, it's going to pretty much fully recharge them. And for mobility, it lets you jump a lot higher for a while. So that's pretty neato. You can pick those up if you so desire. They give you a little extra points, but not really enough to move the needle all that much. Now, for the third round, if we want to get our bonus this time, well, it's kind of all about luck. Here's how this works. There are 3 possible doors, 3 possible boss fights that we can get, and we need to make sure that we land on the correct door once the timer runs out here in about 3 seconds. If we are wrong, we do not get the bonus. We got it! Hey, the other 4 were wrong. Okay, so we're going to actually have it. So we're going to get to see the Vex fight this for the first time. I'm going to be sure to show off all 3 of the final boss fights. You can also try to take the upper path if you so desire. There's bonuses up there, but it's not necessary for the heavy ammo recharge and the full super energy. So I'm just going to follow the low path here, and then we're just going to head all the way up and out. There is also a rally banner at the end, much like there always is. And what I like about the Vex boss fight, too, is this one has the highest chance of letting us go into overtime, which I'll try to explain that later if I get the opportunity to do it. It's very rare, but if it happens, I'll be sure to show it off. But yeah, I am going to at least show the other 2 fights, which are Cabal and Hive related. Cabal one's pretty alright, too. This is my favorite of the 3. I'm not a big fan of the Hive one very much, though, and you'll see why once we actually get into that. But I'll be sure to show those 2 off in the next episode. We'll just kind of finish off this round and call this an episode. Okay, so how this fight starts. There's going to be detainment wall protocol. These walls are going to move your way. If you get hit by one of them, you're going to get trapped in an orb that you're going to have to shoot your way out of. And I'm going to do that on purpose just to show it. You want to use a shotgun or a fusion rifle to knock your way out, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. But if you stay right between them, you should be good. Eventually, once these attainment walls go away, it's actually only 2 rounds, we're going to have to take the guy's shield down again. As enemies start to spawn in, we're going to have... I did not mean to do that. No. Get away. I want to do that. There we go. Take out the big guy. And eventually, once we start killing all the enemies here, we're going to have more head bearers. But I believe for this fight, they are, in fact, Minotaurs. Indeed, they are. So here is an example. He's right there. He's an overload, no less. Let's try to take him out. So once he goes down... Oh, it's key bearers, not head bearers. The other one is over there. It looks like they got rid of him. So now he's vulnerable, but not forever. We got to take him out as quickly as we can as a team. But he has a lot of health. And not only that, he is going to start teleporting all over the place. So just keep wailing on him with all the heavy that we have. You see he's already moved over here. And we got to go fast because eventually, once his shield does go back up, he's going to start the wall detainment protocol all over again. And he's going to do that while moving around the arena, shooting at us, and spawning more enemies in the midst of all of it, which is going to make our lives a lot more difficult. But if we can take him out, which we are doing somewhat well so far... Oh, here it comes. We might be okay. Okay, this is when you don't want to get caught. So it looks like the walls are over only on this side for now. Just keep doing damage. Okay, it looks like he got somebody. I will try to free them if possible. There are also more intellect bonuses around here. Oh, I got hit. Let's try to get out of that. Oh, and nope, I got stuck in the wall for too long and the frickin' electricity eventually killed me. My bad. Arc damage and all that. Okay, let me see if I can't get over to these to try to get my super up here. And then I can go and wail on him with a blade barrage really quick. Nope, oh, he just recharged his shield. Okay, so we're going to have to kill more key bearers. That's fine. Let's see. A few enemies over here. Got you, a Hydra, a couple Hydras over here, as a matter of fact. Let's take them out if possible, because they are the most annoying. It looks like this is the key bearer spawn. Indeed it is. Let's try to get him with one more of those so I can get an ignition and take him out. Okay, there goes one, and as soon as they get the other one, we should be good. Looks like they're all wailing on him. All right, is he going to teleport back? I'm afraid to throw out my blade barrage too early, but I'm going to do it anyway. There we go. Okay, perfect timing. Got him. He's almost down. And there we go. All right, and that's it. We have defeated him. Are we going to get the overtime? Probably not, because I don't think that was fast enough. I'm pretty sure it has to do with the time that you kill him in. Oh, we are going to get the lightning round. Okay, so I do get to show this off first time. This is why I like the Vex one so much. So you can get even more points than we've already gotten. by doing the lightning round. And we have to capture all the zones to earn rewards. So what we're going to want to do is head on up into one of these, and we're just going to want to kind of hold this zone for as long as we can. Now, luckily, I have a lot of heavy here, so that's going to help me out a fair bit. Let me throw that over there. And then if we just can hold on to these, we're going to go through, if we capture a zone, that's just the end of the round. The longer we hold on to this, oh, and I did lose my bonus, actually. The longer we hold on to this, the more rounds we get to go through here. And I think we also want to make sure we take that thing out, which I don't think we did. So that's kind of an issue. We do have a lot of other like newbie players here, though, so it kind of makes sense. Usually when you're in a group that's a lot more experienced, they know exactly what they're doing. I've definitely gone through all 4 rounds with this really easily with match-made groups. There we go, objective completed. Now each round, more enemies are going to start to pop up, and so are more zones. And also, a lot of taken blights are going to start to appear. But it looks like because we didn't kill all of the little... Oh no, we did. Okay, we're good. Never mind. For some reason, I thought that wasn't enough. Okay, watch out for him. He's holding this zone right now. We're just going to take him out. There we go. Let's use my grenade for that. Okay, I'm going to try to take this thing out if possible. There we go. Okay, got rid of that. We have a heavy box there. Can we take that out? I think I got it. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to hold this zone for as long as I can. Excuse me, sir. Oh, gosh, I really need to, like, remap things. There is actually a way to remap your melee so that it always prioritizes. They fixed this later on. There is a way to prioritize always doing the powered melee before you do the unpowered melee, but they didn't add this until much later. Remember I said before that I am recording these episodes a bit out of order? I'm actually recording these episodes after I go over the Witch Queen stuff, so if you notice some inconsistencies there, that would be why. But yeah, they did eventually add a change to that, and it does make doing that a lot easier on controllers, so I'll have to get around to actually fixing that. Let's take you out, and I think, okay, we want to get rid of those, because those will eventually turn into, I believe, big boys, so let's get rid of that. Okay, we're good. Now to get some zones. Okay, we're on to round 3 here. That's pretty good, but they are going to get stronger with each round. Doesn't look like... Do we just have the 2 to worry about? Oh, there's a couple over there as well. Shoot. Okay, hold on. Let's take these guys out. This is the final round. We're doing fine. Okay, I thought it was 4 rounds, but no, it's actually 3. That's the thing, is it's so rare to get this because I've only ever gotten the lightning round here in the Vex one, and also it still isn't like that common that it's like I know what to do every single time, because I think I've only experienced this lightning round like maybe 6 or 7 times ever since this came out. So that's why I'm like not 100%. But you notice as we're completing more rounds, more chests are spawning, and this is going to give us additional rewards as we get through these, and this is going to allow me to showcase some pretty awesome stuff. So let's just take all of them out. And then can we get the res there? Cool. Excuse me, sir. You need to go away. All right. Doing good. Have we gotten all the zones? I believe we have. Beautiful. Awesome teamwork, everybody. Now, the middle chest is going to be our main source of rewards, but the other 3 are going to give us some pretty good stuff as well. So let's grab all these. We get a whole lot of strange coins, bunch of different weapons, some treasure keys as well, which I can take. And from the main chest, I got even more stuff. It looks like I actually mostly just got armor. Now, once all is said and done, I can actually commend all of my... well, I can commend, I think, 2 of my friends here. I guess 3. So let's go with Best Dressed for this guy. I'm going to give you just Joybringer, and then I'll give, I guess, this guy here Thoughtful to give them a little bit of extra commendations. And we get to see our rewards here at the end. Didn't do too shabby. Got myself some good orbs. I got a Best Dressed. That's the best commendation to get anyway. It's kind of hard to do when you don't have access to a whole lot of drip, but I feel like I've gotten my character looking pretty good for what limited resources I have. Okay, let's go to orbit and let's talk about what we got here really quickly. So I got this. That's actually a really good sniper to get, or at least a really good roll on that sniper. And here, it seems I got a Taipan with an okay roll. I'm actually going to hold on to that. Shattered Cipher with Field Prep and Surrounded. A lot of weapons that have... quote-unquote gone extinct from past seasons can only be gotten through Dares of Eternity now. This is a great example, as this comes from Season of the Splicer. I'm going to get rid of that, though, because I don't really need it. I also got myself a couple Scatterhorn masks. If you remember, these are from all the way back in Forsaken. They're part of the Forsaken set, but they are reprised with Beyond Light level sensibilities and stats. Now, I think, was that all I got? It does look like that was all I got. I think it's funny that it was telling me I got a red border when I didn't. All right, now let's talk about the treasure keys and the strange coins. The treasure keys, we obviously went over those and what you can use to redeem rewards with these. Pretty nice, pretty cool. Strange coins, on the other hand, these are used specifically for exchanging bounties with Star Horse. Now let's head back to Xur's treasure hoard really quickly before we end this episode, and I can explain how this works. So, let's head on down here, and let's go actually talk to Star Horse. Star Horse is way over here. We're going to say hello, offer a sugar cube for some reason. That's a glitch that's been in the game for a very long time. So you see these Star Horse bounties. You can see the cost of strange coins for each and every single one. This final bounty can only be completed in Legend Dares of Eternity. If you're not planning on doing that version, which is not match made, do not bother. You will not be able to do this one. 300,000 points is literally impossible under any circumstances in normal Dares of Eternity. You have to be in Legend. But this one is a bit on the tough side, but you notice it gives you Paraversal Halls, Enhancement Cores, lots of XP, and additional Strange Favor, which is necessary for upgrading. Now, what is a Paraversal Hall exactly? Well, they are used for... You can see what they are right here. They may contain exotic gear, legendary gear, strange coins, and treasure keys. And you also might notice you can just straight up exchange them for strange coins. Here's the catch with strange coins. You can only hold 20 at a time. They are capped, which means that you can't stock up on 1 million of them and then come here and redeem them for all sorts of stuff. It doesn't work that way. You can only hold a few at a time, which means you're going to need to be constantly spending them on bounties, going back into Dares of Eternity, and just sort of repeating that over and over again to get yourself additional rewards. Now, I'm actually going to grab this bounty for myself for the next run of Dares of Eternity that I'm probably going to end up doing off-screen, hoping that I can get enough points. 180,000 is mostly doable. There are times where you won't achieve that. It also kind of depends on luck based on the enemies that you go against, but you do a few runs and 180,000 is incredibly achievable. Now let's talk to Xur.
Perhaps this is why the knights...
Xur bows humbly as you approach. I apologize for abducting you earlier, he says, but I was not given a choice. It was the will of the great Star Horse. Xur gestures grandly, and you sense the aspect of a horse teasing at the edges of your mind. As you can see, the horse has entrusted me with treasures from across the Paraverse, realities different from our own. To gaze upon such impossible objects would rend the minds of most, but you... Xur nods deeply and speaks with hushed reverence. You have been chosen by the horse. A neigh echoes through your mind. I must have been told to reward your, or I have been told to reward your triumphs in the Dares of Eternity, and I must obey. Go, compete, and claim these fantastic treasures as your own. And there we go. Okay, so to the daring goes the spoils. Use a treasure key to open a chest in Xur's vault in Eternity. Well, we will do that, but first, let's grab a strange engram and see what we get. And it's the Wastelander M5, which is a really good weapon, actually. Now, every single one of these weapons nowadays can be crafted. We'll talk about this more when we get around to Witch Queen, but it is something keeping in mind. This one's got an okay roll. Rifled barrel, accurized, subsistence, killing wind. No extra damage, unfortunately, but I'm still pretty okay with that. It does allow me to then, if I want to, go back to my Lay Monarch, maybe go back to my Void build and such. So I'm a big fan of that. I actually think I'll go to Polaris Lance for exactly that reason. And then, I don't know, maybe the Typhon or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Now let's use one of our treasure keys to open this up, and we'll get another weapon for our troubles, which is the BXR Battler. I got Heating Up Eye of the Storm. This makes it an incredibly accurate weapon, but not necessarily a very strong weapon. I mean, I guess I could show it off in the future because it would be kind of cool, and we can see how this weapon functions because it is actually unlike any other weapon in the game to this day. Customized frames with dramatically increased accuracy, stability, and targeting while hip firing. So pretty interesting, and also has a very weird fire rate of its own as well. Let's talk to him again. Star Horse was pleased with your recent performance, Xur says. You were a most satisfactory contestant. If you entertain the horse further, if you can set its astral mane flowing with beautiful starlight, it will allow me to give you more gifts, claimed from the Paraversal Jetsam. It's an honor to be able to serve such a magnificent being, is it not? The sound of clopping hooves plays through your mind, and you feel as though you are being nuzzled on a molecular, almost mathematical level, whatever that means. May the many challenges and rewards of eternity reveal themselves to you, Xur says. And we get a resplendent reward package. We get this Magnum Opus, And we're going to take a look at these. Let's open the Resplendent Reward package, please. What do we got? All sorts of stuff. We got streetwear bundles. Interesting. Why don't we open this up? And what we get is a whole bunch of ornaments for a new ornament set. We can also get this for Titan as well as for Warlock. All we have to do is head on down to here and unlock all of them. I'll do that off screen, but you notice that a lot of people actually really like this set because it's got that, like, well, it's streetwise. It's kind of got like an urban vibe to it, you know? And I mean, you can really tell that with the cloak because it's straight up a hoodie. Really, really cool set. A lot of people are big fans of this set. I kind of like it as well. The Titan one is also... There's a lot of interesting things about them. The sets that you're going to unlock from the actual chests are much more inspired by Bungie's different games, like Halo and whatnot. But there's also like a shader, for instance. I think if we actually go in here, we can take a look at it. It might be in here. It actually might be in the Eververse. But there is a shader that is just straight up Master Chief's colors. So lots and lots of homages here without infringing on any copyright, given that Bungie doesn't actually own the rights to things like Halo anymore. Okay, let's redeem those bounties really quickly. Let's take a look. So, Magnum Opus, collect strange coins and bring them back to Starhorse in Eternity. This is for a reward known as Forerunner. This is not Gallarhorn. Forerunner is based off of the pistol from Halo. So this is another exotic that we're going to try to go after, although we're going to only go after it to a certain degree. This one right here, Outfly the Wolves. This is for Gallarhorn, and this is going to get interesting because I'm going to have to do this dungeon entirely solo on this character, and that's going to be tough because obviously this character is not as equipped for doing solo dungeons as the character I've been using for dungeons up to this point. But I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it. I'm going to try. I'm going to do my absolute best, and hopefully I can actually show. And actually, I like the lead from gold roll a little bit better. But hopefully I can make something work for you guys, and you will enjoy it. But guys, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Destiny. I know it was a long one. Big introduction to this big content package that we're going to be spending the next several episodes going over. This is no expansion, though. You got to treat it more like a season almost because it's just some additional cool stuff that you can do. But it's not something that's going to take us like a dozen episodes to go through. Just a handful. We're probably only got like 5 to 6 episodes left of this stuff before we jump on into Witch Queen. So bear with me. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.